I'm sure that you've heard social media is bad for you and that you're wasting your time using it. But do you really know how much it's affecting you personally? Alarmingly, many individuals place their trust in what they find online and create opinions solely from the information that they absorb. To be honest, 2 months ago, before I started taking a class on information literacy myself, I got most of my information from social media sites like Instagram, Snapchat, and even YouTube. At the time, I knew that this was a lazy form of collecting content and keeping myself informed, but I didn't think that much of it. I thought social media is connected to the world. I see other people's posts that I don't follow on my Explore page, and that should be enough, right? Wrong. So wrong. The sad part about this is I'm not alone, and not everyone is going to get a wake-up call from their information literacy professor. So, you have me. Let's look at some data. Humans consume copious amounts of information daily. A study conducted by Double Verify in 2020 showed that the average daily time spent consuming content is now 6 hours and 59 minutes, including phone, TV, and other forms of digital media. Ever since the pandemic, these numbers haven't been going down. Average time spent on social media alone per day was a little less than 2.5 hours. Now, we've reached that mark, and the time is still climbing. Knowing that we spend almost a third of our time consuming information digitally makes you wonder, what kind of information am I really taking in? And is it making me more aware or closed-minded? According to the Pew Research, about 1 in 5 U.S. adults say that they get their political news primarily through social media. The data shows that the majority of the 18% that rely exclusively on social media as a news source are young adults. This relative lack of attention to news goes hand in hand with lower levels of knowledge about major current events and politics. Our next generation is slipping into a mindset that lacks concern for information literacy. Even with clear evidence being readily available of the downsides of this form of consumption, individuals continue to stay loyal to their social media applications. If we can't get users to cease using social media altogether, there might be a way to use the algorithms to our benefit rather than against us. It has been found that social media algorithms prioritize which content a user sees in their feed first by the likelihood that they'll actually want to see it. Meaning, if a user is continually searching for information that adheres to their personal bias, they will rarely find information that may educate them on a differing viewpoint. If users are actively aware of their usage habits and purposefully begin to interact with informational accounts, this may bring the new generation one step towards a higher level of knowledge. By the end of this video, my goal is to make you a behavior change genius. In other words, I want you to become masters of identifying what you're consuming, and better yet, how you can use the algorithms hardwired into your social media accounts to work for you. You're going to have to get ready to stretch out of your comfort zone for this, but it'll be worth it. Okay, so here's the background to these algorithms that I've been mentioning. For social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, the main factors that influence their algorithms and whether a post appears on your newsfeed is 1. How often have you interacted with this type of post? 2. How often have you and everyone else hidden this type of post? 3. The level of engagement that page and post has received. And 4. The performance of each post among users that have already viewed it. Going back to the findings from Pew Research, they claim that even as Americans who primarily turn to social media for political news are less aware and knowledgeable about a wide range of events and issues in the news, they're more likely than other Americans to have heard about a number of false or unproven claims. This means that if you have previously interacted with conspiracy theories, your algorithm will most likely show you another false claim because it picks up on your liking for conspiracy theories. To get some real-life evidence of this, I asked my coworker to compare her social media feed with mine and answer a few questions about her content consumption.
My name is Kiara, and I am 30 years old, and I work in hospitality and HR. I'm an HR manager.
Where do you mostly get your content from?
I mostly get it from Instagram, social media.
Okay.
I don't have cable or anything, or I don't watch TV, so.
Okay.
I think it's easier, right? You're always on the go. I don't really sit down. I mean, the news is really like not something that you're like excited, that you're like, oh my god, like it's always bad.
Yeah.
So I usually just scroll on Instagram and it pops up.
I wanted to create an experiment of my own where I created a brand new Instagram account that I solely focused on following news accounts. So I only have about 13 accounts that I'm following right now, and I'll put them all on the screen. But to give a little bit of a background, a few of them are the Washington Post, BBC News, Financial Times, The Guardian, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. Just all of the general news sources that I could find on Google and verified accounts. I didn't post any profile picture, didn't accept any followers or post anything. I just wanted as little personal influence as I possibly could on this account. Of course, apps track other apps, and I'm sure it picks up my personal account on the other end of Instagram. But this way I get the most realistic sense of what it would be like if I purposefully started implementing news onto my feed. So before I show my findings, throughout this week I was using my Instagram account and I came across a couple of news stories that I wanted to see if you've heard anything about through your content consumption. First one, do you know anything about Spain offering menstrual leave?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
How did you know about that?
Because one of my, oh my god, I don't know what account it is, but I saw that they were offering like a 3 day, is it 3 days?
Yeah.
Or some kind of leave for menstrual.
Okay.
So,
The second story, this one's a little fun. The Pentagon warns about poppy seed bagels.
no.
You know about that one?
Nope,
Okay.
didn't
This one's a
know
little funny. Basically, the latest enemy threatening the U.S. soldiers is the feared poppy seed bagel, according to a memo from a senior Pentagon official. It's saying that if you consume too many poppy seeds, as some varieties could contain trace amounts of morphine and codeine, and it's causing potential failure in their drug tests for the soldiers. Yeah. And then to get to something that's a little bit more serious happening in the world, do you know anything about the anti-abortion law in Florida and how it affected a couple
Like a
4
couple
days ago?
No. I mean, I know about the law, but I don't know how it affected a couple.
Okay,
days ago.
so the Times posted 4 days ago, as a woman in Florida whose unborn baby has a fatal abnormality has been told that she will be forced to continue the pregnancy almost to full term, give birth, and wait for the baby to die as a result of the state's abortion ban. So, yeah, that was
That's
something that I saw this
crazy.
week too. And then there's other posts that I had saved as well that I just would have never seen on my original account. So what I want to do is first I want to go through your Instagram account.
Okay.
See what accounts you follow. We're going to screen record.
Okay.
Let's start with the top left.
The top left one, it says, sometimes sharing things with a stranger is much easier with your close ones. Oh, that's cute.
So you have a lot, like, motivational quotes. At least that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Okay, but you also have a little bit of Selena
But then,
Gomez.
yeah, Selena
My top
Gomez,
was
yeah.
Selena Gomez. I wish I was as pretty as Bella Hadid.
Oh,
So,
yeah, like the...
I guess there's drama going on. So celebrity news, I get a lot of that.
Yeah.
Most of my Explore page is it's not even close to showing what's happening in the
Yeah,
news.
news? No, me neither.
Mine's just a bunch of food, celebrities, and
Yeah.
like beauty products. Here's what I found after a week of using my new social media account. At the start of the week, this is what my Explore page looked like on my new account. None of the posts seemed to have any rhyme or reason to them. There were some posts about relationships and celebrities that seemed to match up with my personal news account feed, but that was pretty much it. Here is a quick view of my personal account and what that feed looked like as well. It was mostly celebrities, fashion, travel, and makeup. As the week progressed, I found that the Explore feed was still similar to day one, where it had celebrities and non-news content, and I still wasn't seeing as many news stories and recommendations to more news accounts as I thought I would. Here I am showing an example of what my Explore page looked like in day 2 and 3 of my new Instagram account. On the 3rd and 4th day, I really wanted to make an effort to interact with my news page more, so I started liking posts and saving them. Sure enough, Friday, I finally started to see a change in my Explore feed. I got advertisements to subscribe to the Wall Street Journal, as well as the New Yorker, which I never got on my main account. And here you can see a few screenshots of these advertisements. I even started to get news about things happening internationally, such as this post about a building collapse in Turkey. And finally, you can see my news feed on Saturday. It seemed like it was getting a lot less similar content from my personal account and getting content on things that were happening more broadly across the world. For the purpose of comparison, here is a screen recording of my personal account Explore page. You can see there is a drastic difference between the content that I am getting on this personal account versus the news account. Okay, so I'm going to end off this video asking you to try something out. Go on your Instagram account. If you don't have an Instagram account, choose the social media platform you use the most. If you don't have any, then you're already better off than most of us. But if you do, go on there and follow at least 10 accounts that will broaden your mindset. Whether it be news accounts that you don't already follow, or an account that posts about a hobby that you've never even thought of trying, or maybe even an individual that is on the complete other end of the political spectrum. Follow them. Take note of how your feed begins to change and introduce new material. Watch it change a week, a month, or maybe even a year from now. You'll probably start to know about a lot more things going on around you than you originally thought. This will feel weird and most likely uncomfortable at first, but I'm asking you to push yourself and actively want to become a well-rounded person. Are you willing to do that?